Hello, everyone, and welcome to this month's Qubit Tech Talks. Today, I'm honored to have Rich Farbman from Aryaka here. Rich is the VP of Channels in the Americas. Rich, welcome aboard. How you doing?
Thanks. I'm good, Ryan. Thank you. It's a
Good.
pleasure to be here today.
Yeah, for sure. So Rich, I think that most of the people watching this may not know who Aryaka is, and just the name is unique. So what does Aryaka like? What does that word mean?
Yeah, it's the noble, the truthful. It's based or originated in Sanskrit, and that's really we kind of keep that in everything we do when we're servicing our customers, our partners. It's really kind of ingrained in who we are and how we engage with people.
So tell the audience here just a little bit about Aryaka, the company.
Yeah, so Aryaka has been around over 11 years. We have been in the SD-WAN space before it even existed, so we're really at the forefront of this technology. We grew up servicing multinational companies, really have a differentiated approach in a really crowded space, as you're probably aware, right? SD-WAN, everyone's got a variation of it, but how we do it is truly unique. And obviously everyone probably says that as well, but we are a leader in this space, right? And so what differentiates us versus all the other providers out there are a couple key things, right? In the SD-WAN space, most everyone's got some kind of device that they put at the edge of the customer, right? A customer premise equipment that they put there. And really what it does is optimizes multiple connections into that device, right? Whether it's broadband, dedicated internet, MPLS, it optimizes those connections. And then when you leave there, you're using the public internet. And oftentimes those box only or do-it-yourself type solutions are unmanaged. And then you've got the kind of other end of the spectrum, the carriers, the Verizons, the AT&Ts, the Lumens, you name it. So they've partnered with the providers that I was just referencing, and really what they're trying to do is mitigate against the loss of their MPLS, right? It's like a melting iceberg to them. That revenue is churning out, and so they're going to their prospects, their customer base to try and say, hey, convert your MPLS into internet, we'll sell you the broadband, and then we'll sell you our SD-WAN box, which is, typically a VeloCloud or a Viptela or some variation of that, right? And what Aryaka has done is really created the best of both worlds, right? So we've got a device we put at the edge where we optimize connectivity, whether it's broadband, MPLS, dedicated internet, doesn't matter. And then when you leave our device, we've actually built out our own private global network. And that's where the secret sauce is for Aryaka, right? So we provide optimization, acceleration, and the other key differentiation or key element is that it's a managed service, right? So it really gives customers the ability to consume their network. They don't have to be an SD-WAN expert. They don't have to be a cloud expert. We have pre-built connectivity into all the major cloud providers so that if a customer wants to connect into Azure or AWS, it's pre-configured and they can do it within hours versus weeks or months if you're working with the carriers.
That's great. So just for some of our people watching this, they may not even know what SD-WAN is, right? So it's software defined wide area network, right? So I've always kind of thought that it's a way to carve faster paths through the internet, right? It's a way that allows you to get from where you are, which is usually somebody's facility-ish, right, to somewhere else on the internet, be it Teams, be it maybe a phone system, be it cloud storage like you alluded to, AWS or Azure, just a way to get from where they're at to where they want to go, the most direct route possible, and that's where your global network allows that to happen. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, you're spot on it. And the key thing with Aryaka is we are a POP-based architecture. So we have the orchestration within our POPs so that it's flexible, it's scalable. Going back to what you were just saying, it gives customers the ability to connect into SaaS or IaaS or cloud in an instant, and they can optimize that connectivity to those applications.
Right. One of the things that I like about, this is a newer technology for us at Qubit, right? But one of the things that was very appealing to us is like as more and more of the world is moving to cloud-based applications, right? Phones, email, obviously, people doing Teams and chatting, and then just their core applications, QuickBook Online, or somebody might be using a factory might be using a cloud-based ERP solution, just a lot more moving to the cloud. That redundancy becomes important, right? So a client could actually just get the best internet connection times 2, right? So maybe get 2 separate internet connections at a facility, right? You guys would then deal with the failing over, right, of one to the other. Another thing, you could help mitigate our brownouts, right? So like that's a big problem for clients, right? The internet is not down, it just isn't good, right, on this primary path, right? So you would know that you could move the traffic over to another route to get from where they are to where they want to go in the most direct path.
That's exactly.
Yeah, and I think just bringing that managed approach and kind of that carrier agnostic too. So you're not tied to Comcast or AT&T or Verizon or Lumens, right? Yes to all of those, right? So there's that vendor agnostic piece of that, and your global piece, right? And so much of the world now is moving to global industry. It's already been there, right? So but it's just maximizing kind of those connections.
Yeah, that's spot on. Yeah, you said it better than I could, right? Yeah, you're going to put me out of a job, but that's the truth of it, right? So the multinational companies who've got connections or multiple connections going into their sites globally, it's a huge headache to try and manage those carriers in region and manage them to the service level agreement.
Aryaka can also manage those carrier connections for customers if they want them to. Now some customers are okay ordering all their own circuits and internet and things, but it can be a real pain in the butt too to do that. So talk just briefly about that.
Yeah, so Aryaka's core service, the SD-WAN service, is like a white glove type managed service, and we can extend that to the last mile connectivity. So that's how they connect into our network, is via internet, and so they'll need a minimum 1, and then they can have multiple connections at the branch location, and we'll take ownership, or we can take ownership if they want us to, of those circuits globally, right? And we're not managing them up or down like you were referencing before. Right. If they're supposed to be getting 100 megs, in mainland China, and they're only getting 50 megs, or if it's in North Carolina, it doesn't matter where it is on the globe. We'll work with those carriers to make sure that they're getting kind of what they subscribed or what they should be, getting for throughput and performance. That's
awesome. So we're going to have a webinar in June with Aryaka, right? So any folks watching this, keep your eyes open for that. That'll be a deeper dive into the technology, much more technical. But Rich, just really appreciate your time today. This is an exciting technology. Aryaka is an exciting company for us to be working with. So just really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you having me.
Yep. Have a great day.
You too. Take care.